There is an update on $2,000 stimulus payments, everybody. The city of Austin will be the first major Texas city to use local tax dollars to give cash to low-income families to keep them housed as the cost of living skyrockets in the capital city. Under a year-long $1 million program that cleared a key Austin City Council vote this week, the city will send monthly checks of $1,000 to people in need and risk at losing their homes. Officials say that this is an attempt to insulate low-income residents from Austin's increasingly expensive housing market and prevent more people from becoming homeless. During a press conference, the mayor said, "We can find people moments before they end up on our streets that divert them from being there." 8 Austin City Council members voted to establish the Guaranteed Income Pilot Program. Austin joins at least 28 U.S. cities like Chicago and Los Angeles that have tried some form of guaranteed income. Empty baby formula shelves, everybody, and predictions of widespread $6 gallon gasolines and coming food shortages are some of the issues that are facing people right now. Yet there's a growing sense of crisis piling on crisis. A CNN poll released this week showed that most Americans are worried about how things are going. Yet for all the gloom, this is also a time of strange duality in the economy that in many ways has bounced back well from crisis shutdowns. The jobless rate is near 50-year lows, new claims for U.S. unemployment benefits unexpectedly rose last week, but the labor market remains tight amid worker shortages, with the number of Americans on jobless rolls at its lowest since 1969 in early May. Though claims have been largely treading water since hitting more than a 53-year low of 166,000 in March. The labor market is rapidly tightening and generating strong wage gains that are helping to fan overall inflation in the economy. There were a record of 11.5 million job openings at the end of March. Claims are down from an all-time high of 6 million in April 2020, and workers in high demand can dictate when they can get new jobs. But there are still millions of people that are worrying about how to deal with high prices. Predictions of a looming recession make everyone concerned about their jobs, and pay increases that come with a new job are quickly gobbled by inflation. Joe Biden said earlier this month, "I know that families across the United States are hurting because of inflation. I understand what it feels like." Biden insisted that the high cost of living was his top domestic priority. Folks, do you think that President Biden will send out the stimulus checks this year? Tell me what you think in the comments down below, because I definitely believe that he should. So stimulus checks might be sent out immediately. Democrats in Congress are putting together a new stimulus relief package. $100 in extra relief money could begin going out to millions of people this month. So watch the end of the video to learn how to claim your extra stimulus check if you haven't gotten one already. Amid rising inflation and high gas prices, the federal legislation to provide Americans with a fourth economic stimulus check is being worked on in Congress. California Democratic representatives announced that they are introducing a legislation that would send eligible Americans energy rebate checks entitled the Gas Rebate Act of 2022. The legislation was co-sponsored by John Larson and Lauren Underwood. Now, according to Thompson, the legislation would send energy rebate checks of $100 to eligible people. That's for the rest of 2022 in any month where the national average gas price exceeds $4 per gallon. In a press release, Thompson's office said that the legislation would follow the same plan that many of the past economic impact payments have, as it would provide $100 for single filers earning less than $75,000 and phased out to $80,000, and $100 for joint filers earning more or less than $150,000. Now, filing your tax return electronically, everybody, with direct deposits should give you a tax refund in about 21 days, according to the IRS. If you've been waiting longer than 3 weeks and no refund has arrived yet, there could be a problem, or your tax situation may simply require additional processing. In a recent statement, the IRS noted that some tax refunds can take a bit longer than the expected 21-day period, and also warned the taxpayers not to rely on receiving a refund by a certain date, especially when making a major purchase or paying bills. So when you file your tax return, it's important to cross-check any information that you've included for the payment last year. Make sure the amount on letter 6419 matches the amount you received. If an incorrect amount is entered, the IRS will need to further review your tax return, which the agency says will result in an extensive delay. If you owe back tax to the IRS, the agency says that the agency may take some or all of your tax refund to pay off the debt. If your refund contains more money than you owe, you'll receive the remaining balance via direct deposit or check in the mail, but it could be delayed. Even if you do not owe the IRS money, the agency can keep your tax refund money. If you have other debts to state or federal agencies, the Treasury Offset Program enables the IRS to take all or part of your tax refund to pay obligations like child support, state taxes, or unemployment compensation repayments. This year, the IRS has encouraged taxpayers to file electronically and set up direct deposits to get their refunds back more quickly. With mail delays, it could take a while for the IRS to receive your return in the mail, and even longer to issue a paper check. Filing your return online instead of through the mail is more important than ever this year to avoid refund delays. So folks, we have a ton of good news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI and SSDI. Continue watching this video to not miss out on the important stimulus news. The top lawmakers are now urging the Biden administration to sign a new social spending bill into law this month. This push comes as millions of people are slipping into poverty due to the rising cost of living.
It gets Steven. Yeah, we did turn positive briefly on the down, now back negative. But Steve, you didn't talk beforehand, and the least maniacs are waiting.
It was a real crime, Joe. Look, I want to echo what Rick said. I was looking for participation rate. That was the most important thing to me. I guess I'd say it's still good to see 428,000 jobs come through, and it's hard to feel all that bad about the world when we're putting that many people to work. I forget what the number is. This is maybe the 12th month in a row we've done plus 400,000. So with all the other stuff that's happening, it's still good that we're putting people back to work. We did see the wage number come down a bit. I'm just sort of looking in right now, Joe, into how we got to the lower participation rate. I'm interested in why that happened.
Okay.
I did see what I thought real quick was good distribution. Factory jobs did well. Services, 340,000. Most of the jobs were private sector. So whatever else is happening in the economy, and there's a lot of stuff to worry about. A lot of that stuff is down the road. You still got to be happy.
1 month period, why that number dipped, I think it was 0.2%. But overall, we're very happy, very pleased with this report. Clearly, we're looking to the future, and I don't think that this kind of momentum won't be able to keep going as far as we're going to go back to some type of normal reporting and normal economy eventually here with the growth gain. But we're seeing it in the manufacturing sector. We saw some great growth. We're very happy about that. We saw some good growth in retail as well, not just the commerce side or the online side. We saw it in the stores. So, I mean, there's a lot of good things in this report, but clearly we know that there's still much work to be done as we continue to move forward here.
The other head scratcher is labor force participation, which we were beginning to see some signs of momentum. It made sense that labor supply was improving, but we came in light there as well. What do you think?
Yeah, we talked about that this morning. This is, I think, the first time since May of last year we saw that number go down. So obviously I asked for a deeper dive in to look at those numbers to see if there's specific regions of this country that we're seeing participation lower than others. Clearly in the hospitality area, we saw a little less participation that we would have liked. That region is not, that area is not fully covered yet. But again, when you look at these reports, it's hard to go month by month and really